IFC Films, Everett CollectionIt also stars a pre-Lady Bird Saoirse Ronan. Over 2 decades ago, director Neil Jordan helped make vampire movies fashionable with the lovingly filmed Interview with a Vampire. While that movie might not have been an Oscar winner, although it was nominated for art direction and garnered a Golden Globe Best Supporting Actress nomination for Kirsten Dunst, the gorgeous gothic atmosphere and A-list cast showed that vampire films could be taken seriously, and make serious money. In the years since, we've seen an explosion of vampire films and TV shows from Blade to Buffy to the sparkling emo teens of Twilight. But most of those works lacked the dark gothic lusciousness of Jordan's filmmaking, which is on full display in his 2012 return to the vampire genre, Byzantium, which is currently streaming on Netflix. Byzantium is not a groundbreaking work taking vampire genre in new directions. But it is a beautifully made gothic thriller that will be eye candy for vampire fans. This story follows a mother-daughter pair of bloodsuckers, Clara, Gemma Arterton, and Eleanor, Saoirse Ronan pre-Lady Bird. Eleanor is a vampire with an unbeating heart of gold, who will only drink the blood of those nearing death. Clara meanwhile works as a prostitute to support the family, sinking her fangs into the necks of men between lap dances. Eleanor and Clara are forced to flee town after being found by a member of the Brethren, aka the ruling class who control the vampire world. In a new town, Clara seduces a lonely man and quickly turns the run-down hotel he owns into a brothel while Eleanor goes to school and falls in love with Frank Caleb Landry Jones from Get Out, a pale young writer dying of leukemia. Eleanor herself is a frustrated writer, who is tortured by the forced solitude of being a vampire in hiding. My story can never be told. I write it over and over, wherever we find shelter. I write of what I cannot speak, the truth, she says at the opening of the film. But with some prodding from her professor and Frank, she decides to write down her family's fang-filled history. Here, Byzantium takes a cue from Interview with a Vampire and opens up a store within a story, showing how Clara became a vampire during the Napoleonic Wars, to the chagrin of the upper-class all-male brethren who can't stand the idea of a working-class woman sharing their immortality. Byzantium is haunted by the question of what stories get told and which get repressed, and the feminist bent of Clara and Eleanor's story is a welcome addition to the vampire lore. Most of all, though, Byzantium is just a beautiful film that uses atypical vampire ingredients, the shadowy vampire cabal, erotic neck-sucking, pale men in period garb, and films them with sensuality, moody atmosphere, and plenty of spurts of bright red blood. If that sounds like the kind of vampire film you desire, Byzantium will satisfy your thirst. What to watch on Netflix Entertainment Movies. More stories like this one.